Hey y'all, it's Amanda with Tap Mom and the Baby Brigade. Hope everybody's having a good Monday night. This is Vlogtember day 25. Today didn't start off too good. I woke up feeling dizzy, very dizzy. Still don't really understand the cause of my dizziness because when I checked my sugar, it wasn't high. So it wasn't like super low like it should have been, but it wasn't high. And this was about noonish, something like that. But before I even raised my head off the pillow, I opened my eyes and I was like, the dizzy. And it didn't stop there. Because followed by the dizzy came the nausea. And that's never fun. So I don't know what caused it. I really don't. I pulled myself together and went to the bathroom. Of course, I got a little sick. And then I have some nausea medicine here that I was prescribed a while back earlier this year when I had kidney stone issues. They gave me some nausea medicine. And so I just been kind of holding on to that to, for occasions such as this. So I took one of them. They're kind of melt away nausea medicines. So you just put one in your mouth and it melts, And so I had that, and I had some water, and went on with my day. I had some packages to mail, and so I went and did that. And then John and I went to the grocery store. I was blessed with a riding cart this time. So I was thinking I was going to have to walk because we didn't see one in the parking lot. But as soon as we walked in the door, there was a fully charged one right there as we went to the door. Thank God. And that's what I did too. I looked up and I said, "Thank you, Jesus." And so we rode around and did what we had to do, and come back home, and I was still feeling really puny, and so I went back to bed, and at 4 something, I guess it was. I kind of sat around in here a while first and watched some TV and whatnot, and then I couldn't seem to shake out of it, so I said, well, I'm just going to go back to bed. And then when I tried to get up again, I was dizzy again. So I was really kind of worried that maybe there was some, because right next to my bed is like an old furnace that we don't use. I mean, from what I understand from the landlord, it was functioning when they lived here several years before we lived here, because they used to live here. Him and his wife used to live here, and then they moved in with her mother and let this place set up for a while. And so when they lived here prior, before all that, the furnace worked. So as far as he knows, it works, but who knows? But we use electric space heaters in the winter. We don't use that furnace because I don't trust old things that haven't been tested and worked in many years. I don't trust things like that unless it's been tested by a professional and checked out. I don't trust it, so I don't touch it. And we didn't use it last year when it was cold, or earlier this year, I should say, January, February. We did not use it. And I have stuff just kind of sitting over there by it, but not against it. And so I don't know. I just had this weird, thought. I was like, well, I'm all of a sudden dizzy. This don't make no sense for me to all of a sudden being dizzy. And then my sugar doesn't seem to be out of whack because my sugar tested fine. And so it was like at 150 something. So that's really not bad. So it's not great as far as just waking up and not having anything in my stomach, but still it's not, it's not alarming. And so I don't know. I don't know if it's carbon monoxide from that old furnace or if it's just something with my sinuses maybe. Sometimes I get fluid behind my ears and that might cause me to get dizzy. I do know what it is, but I know that I messed up and had peanut butter and jelly before I went to bed. So, and I shouldn't have had that because I hadn't been eating that. I just got a hankering and wanted it before I went to bed. So I'm sure that probably did not do me any favors. But anyway, as you can see, I'm in the living room. I just felt like sitting in here instead of in there. I'm working on the new sweater. This is the Rose Garden color. Now, when I started working on this, I said, to me, this looked a little orangey, but I guess it's rose colored. I don't know. I'm just out of sorts today. I am just really out of sorts. But I figured I would sit in here and I would crochet in front of y'all and just talk. I did, I know a lot of y'all was curious about how quick I crochet, Eva. But I was going to wear some of them pants that I got into to the concert, but I really wanted a black pair. And the two pair that I got into, one was brown and one was like a brown, almost corduroy type pants, and one was just regular blue jeans. And I really wanted a black pair of pants, you know. And so I got online last night, and I found a sister company to Woman Within. I had to find it. I forget what it was called. I have it in my email, but I found a pair of black pants that were marked down like dirt cheap, like $10. And they were leather-like front. They're elastic waist, which is good because that's what I'm comfortable in. That's what us big girls end up wearing, is elastic waist pants. That's what you're relegated to when you get big like this, is elastic waist pants. And so I'm just not prepared yet for the button and zip pants. But this one had pockets, and I don't like to carry purses very often. So you typically get pants with pockets, so I don't have to carry a purse. I can put everything I need in my pockets. And you can't have your purse stolen if you're not carrying one, right? So that's the way I see it. They can't steal what you're not carrying. But I went ahead and bought those. Apparently they were marked down from $84. I was like, how could you have those pants for $84? What the heck do you want, dog? Theodore is sitting right here in front of me, moaning like an old lady. He does this several times a day. I don't know what he wants. Johnny! We'll see if he wants out. Could you let the dogs out and see if that's what his problem is? I've fed them already.
You still have food in your bowl.
Yeah, it's not food. It's him being him. So Johnny's gonna let them out and see if that's what Theodore's problem is. Theodore would be a yard dog if I let him. Not Axel though. Axel goes and does what he wants to do. Does what he absolutely has to do outside. And then he comes right back in. He has no intentions of staying outside. But if you let Theodore will stay outside, lay in the grass, and roll around in it like it's, you know, like it's, I don't know, everyday kindergarten type situation. I don't know. I don't know how you describe that, but he loves being outside. But Axel, oh no. Axel's a diva. He wants to be inside where it's comfortable. And the temperature has been perfect today, which is really unusual for September. But I'm thankful for it because we hadn't had to run the air conditioner here in the living room. And that means a better light bill. There's my boys. That was quick. They're right back in, John. You gonna close the back door. But if y'all was wondering how I do that thing with the squares, it's not hard. But But no air conditioning running here in the living room. I know Johnny's probably not running his. Maybe. I don't know. But the one in the living room's off. On the front of the house, we got these vines that give good insulation. And so that helps with the temperature. And but as you can see on the back of the couch, this is what happens to yarn that comes to the living room. It gets thrown to the back of the couch to keep the dogs from laying on it. And well, what you can't see is that there's a love seat over here. It's full of yarn and whips and whatever else that I throw over there. I guess I could, yeah, I'm gonna let y'all in on my little mess over here. But yeah, there's my mess. It's right over there. It's full of stuff. Yeah. I'm a mess over there. I cleaned it off every little while. It hadn't been that long since I cleaned it off. And then I piled more stuff on it because I've been busy with these sweaters, and then I got a couple of started things over there that I didn't go anywhere with. The thing with the Schitt's Creek yarn is over there, and the thing with the Karen Simply Soft yarn is over there. I was going to do sweaters in that yarn, both of those yarns, but zero interest and it was showed as far as people interested in having sweaters in that yarn. So I was like, well, I will just leave these in the whip pile, and maybe, you know, someone will eventually. I think I had enough of the Karen Simply Soft yarn to do a 1X maybe, but I got enough of the Schitt's Creek yarn to do whatever size I want. But give me a minute and I'll show y'all maybe, because I know I got some new subscribers, which I'm thrilled with. Oh, see, I'm not perfect. I get to going too fast and I pull the hook right out of my stitch. And there's Will coming out of his room. Say hi, Will.
Hi.
And now he's leaving. Be safe. I love you.
I'm coming right back.
Okay.
Love you too.
Y'all heard that right. Ain't no telling. He probably going to go find him a snack. We don't live far from Whataburger and Taco Bell and any other fast food joint you could possibly want, which made losing weight even harder. I mean, I'm 5 minutes from Taco Bell and Sonic and all those other lovely places that I used to eat at. Well, I was watching a video and this thing on the news that comes across my Facebook page. I had follow the local news, our news channels, and that would be his radio in his car. Anyway, but they were showing how this Popeye's chicken employee got fired because she filmed some back kitchen video showing roaches in the kitchen, and roaches coming like out of the boxes of the grease they used to fry the chicken. I forget where this was, but I was like, oh my goodness. But she put it on TikTok. This girl did. She took pictures. She even called one of the employees by name during the video. And she put it on TikTok showing how they had roaches in the kitchen at the Popeyes. And so I guess shortly thereafter, one of the managers called her, and she recorded that too. She recorded that too. And told her that she had violated company policy by recording people without their knowledge and putting it on TikTok. And I'm like, no, you got caught with your pants down and your roaches in your daggum restaurant, and that's what you're firing her for, because now code enforcement's on your tail, and you got to clean up your act. That's why you fired the girl. But the girl wasn't even worried about that. I wouldn't want to work somewhere that had roaches and I would be embarrassed to work someplace and serve people food out of a restaurant that had roaches in the back. I wouldn't even work there. As soon as I saw them things, I'd be like, let me find me another job. I can't, in good conscience, work at a place that serves people food out of a roach-infested kitchen. I mean, really, you're a restaurant, for God's sakes. It's different if it's your home and and you can't help it that there's bugs there. You're too poor to call an exterminator or whatever the case is. These things happen. I don't judge anybody for that. But if you're in a restaurant, that these people have money, they can call an exterminator and get that taken care of. No, that's a business, man. That's a business decision not to call a damn exterminator. Pardon my French. That just made me mad that they're feeding people out of that place. I don't even think in all my years that I've ever even eaten out of Popeye's chicken. I really don't. I don't think I've ever eaten Popeye's chicken. I've eaten Church's chicken, KFC chicken. There's a place here in town called Southern Classic Chicken. That is the best chicken you could even think about eating. And then, of course, there's Brookshire's, our local grocery store that has chicken, that fried chicken, and their chicken is the bomb. It really is. Now, I don't speak to my mother anymore, but my mother makes really good fried chicken. I'm not supposed to have fried chicken anymore. So I won't be eating no more fried chicken, but I do love fried chicken. I do love some fried chicken, but I can't eat it no more. It's fried. Maybe one of these days I'll get me one of them air fryers and I'll have air fried chicken, and I won't feel like I'm missing it anymore. I won't have the grease factor involved. But let me tell you, my son Johnny, who does most of our cooking, what he can do with the oven and baking that chicken, it tastes good. We get these Italian breadcrumbs, and he'll roll that boneless, skinless chicken thighs in some breadcrumbs, and put them on a pan and bake it in the oven, and that is delicious. He can make it happen. I'm really grateful since, I'm relegated just to eating, baked meat and veggies for dinner. Since I'm relegated to that I got, that he's managed to make some very delicious meals, that I'm not sacrificing flavor, because of that. So luckily, I've taught him how to do all that stuff. And look here, I've almost finished this round. But yeah, he's gotten real good in the kitchen. But I think for my birthday, I think we're gonna go to a restaurant called Tamales. It's a Mexican restaurant. They have very fresh. To me, out of all the Mexican restaurants in this area, their Mexican restaurant seems to be the freshest, and the taste is best there. We had to go to Bossier for it, which is across the bridge. It's not that far to go, maybe like 6 or so miles. And I know it's late, but I'm having Diet Mountain Dew. Yeah, I am. It has settled my belly a little bit. But sometimes carbonated water doesn't settle it, but the lemon lime and the Diet Mountain Dew will. But but I like when me and Johnny went over there last month, I think it was, I had their taco salad, their beef taco salad, and it was so good. I didn't even, I was sort of diet cheating, but it was so good. And I eat almost every bite of that big old salad. I was so full that night. But I didn't get sick because I had ate so much. Because sometimes, you know, when you shrink your menu and your diet, and you get to where you don't eat as much as you was, your body gets used to eating less, which mine has tremendously gotten used to eating less. And then if you go back and try to eat more, you could make yourself sick. And I have accidentally done that before. But I didn't get sick at tamales. I didn't get sick at all. So obviously I didn't eat too much. But, you know, I was worried I had because that salad was kind of big. But it was so good. And I enjoyed it so much that I think that's what I want for my birthday dinner. I mean, it's kind of surprising me that that's what I want instead of the sushi dinner, the sushi and hibachi dinner of Ichiban that I normally would go for. But they cost about the same, really. I think it'll be about the same cost. But I'm probably going to have to buy my own birthday dinner. That's usually how that goes around here. I'm sure he'll have a reason why. I don't know. It'll probably just be me and John. I'm sure he'll have something better to do. But that's how it goes. But me and John on my birthday at tamales, that'd be fine with me. Since I went and took him for his catfish the other night. That was our deal. He gets catfish that night, and I get tamales on my birthday. So, but we got everything we needed today at the store so that we don't have to go back until the 3rd, the day after my birthday. I don't want to deal with the store until then. I want to try to relax a little bit and work on this sweater here. As you can see, I'm not a slow crocheter myself. This yarn makes it really easy. This Karen Halo yarn here. This is going to be known as the Rose Garden sweater. That's what this yarn is. This is the Rose Garden colorway. So that's yeah. I only started this an hour or so ago. That tells you how quickly this works up and how smooth it is. And of course I use a 6mm. I don't know what I think it recommends a 6. Let me double check here. Yeah, it recommends a 6mm. But like I told y'all before, this yarn here out of the cake is more consistent than out of the Ogo itself. When they were in the Ogos, the thickness is more consistent. So it doesn't go like when it was in the Ogos, it had a tendency to go super thin, like 3-weight thin. But in the cakes, it seems to, the thinnest I've noticed it going is maybe like a 4, like a thin 4 maybe. But not even really that. It pretty much stays consistent, and it does get to the 5-weight. It really does. So, oh, come on now. All right, it's being ignorant. Oh, I got to undo all those because that fuzz making that. Yeah, let me go all the way back here because that fiber was sticking out a little too, making it look goofy. I didn't like how that looked. I'm a little nitpicky with how things look when I'm doing them. If it just looked a little separated there and a little split, like it wasn't splitty, but it kind of looked splitty. And so I undid it to smooth it out. No big deal. It ain't like I can't redo it. I'm already past it again. But I hadn't touched any other project today because I hadn't felt well. I hate to blame the weather, but it probably is weather related. But I took some of this generic Mucinex ER stuff because I think it's probably the fluid behind my ears causing me to be dizzy, and that's pretty typical. It's not unusual for that to happen to me, so that's what the doctor wanted me to take when I get the fluid behind my ears. He said that would take care of it. So, and he's usually right, and it did take care of it when because I had fluid behind my ears causing me pain, and I was like, Dr. Gibson, what's up with that? And he said, well, take this will take care of it. Okay. And it did. So it's easy to trust a doctor when what he says will work actually works. So, but here we are at 26 minutes. This is a crocheting chat. How about that? For a Vlogtember episode. I need to try to do more of these, but it's not exactly easy to sit back in that other chair and crochet. It's easier to do it in here. I usually sit back. I'm not usually sitting up like this. But I want to do it to where y'all could actually see a little bit of what I'm doing. I don't have the optimum setup for this situation. I kind of had wished that I would have been able to get myself a wingback chair for my yarn corner in there, but I just never did find one that I could have afforded to get in there. But I really needed one with wheels, and so I got that. I got the rolling chair instead of a furniture type deal situation like a wingback chair, because I need to be able to get it out of my way, and I need to be able to reach behind me and grab yarn if I have a talking point that I need to grab yarn for, which happens quite often actually. But why don't y'all tell me what y'all are working on in the comments, or what y'all planning to work on? Is there a tutorial that y'all are working from, or is there some project that y'all'd like to work on that you're not sure of? Maybe y'all need help finding a tutorial for something. Maybe I can help you find a tutorial to work on something. I'd be happy to do that. I've done that for a few. Run down a tutorial for something and send them a link. I think that's just part of the YouTuber service, And if you can help your subscribers, you should just do that, So definitely, if I can help you find a tutorial for something, don't hesitate to drop me a comment and say, hey, I want to make so-and-so. Do you know of a good tutorial? I'll do that. There are many tutorials out there for just about anything you want to make, but occasionally they are hard to find decent ones. I'm one to readapt things. There's the tutorial that I used to make some hexagon cardigans last year. The one I used is not the one that that you would think that I used, because the tutorial I watched, she uses 7-weight yarn. I used 4-weight yarn. I just more or less used her tutorial as a guide. Even though I was still quite inexperienced at the time, I still did end up using her tutorial as more of a guide and just fudging my way through the thing, and still made some decent cardigans and sweaters, It was my first time making wearables. last year, but I did it. I just decided that I was going to do it, and I did it. I know a lot of y'all are kind of leery of making wearables, but what's the worst thing that's going to happen? You make it and you don't like the way it looks. Take it apart, ball it up, use the yarn for something else if you don't like it. You know, whoopity-doo. Or take it apart and, you know, regroup. Take a break from it for a few weeks, a month, 6 months, and then try again another time. Don't beat yourself up about it. Lord knows this past summer I tried to make myself a top I tried to adapt a pattern from another tutorial for a summer top. I totally failed. I epic failed. You know, my dog's got a pill out of it. It's not that big a deal. I didn't beat myself up about it because why? You know, I'm not perfect. No one is. You know, the killer part is I had already been making these sweaters when that happened. These tops, I'd already been making them when I epically failed to make the summer top for myself. So, you know, that just goes to show you, just because I'm successful making one kind of top does not mean that I can make another kind of top. Sometimes it just doesn't happen for you. You know, when you're trying to adapt a tutorial or a pattern to, you know, a different way. I just zigged when I should have zagged. But I didn't beat myself up about it too long. I sort of did beat myself up about it because I felt like I was, you know, I don't know, that I should have known better. But that's just my own mental health problem that I deal with. But oh well, I got over it, and you know, and I moved on and did more. When I moved on to things that you know, made me happy and things I'd made successfully before. And once I got my crojo back good and strong, I went back to stuff that made me happy and that I was able to accomplish quickly, and made more pretty things. And then of course I took on making other things that you know, could be successful. So you know, don't be scared to take on a new task just because you hadn't done it before. Don't be scared to make it your own. And put your own stamp on it. I certainly ain't. I do it all the time. So, and don't be afraid to reach out to me via email if you think I might be able to help with that. If I can help you, I will. If I can't help you, I'll find you a tutorial that will help you. So, that's, you know, that's what I'm here for. So, anyway, I'm going to wrap this up at 33 minutes. This old crochet and chat. Which is more than I felt like doing earlier. So I'm glad that I feel a little bit better now than I did before. I hope y'all enjoyed this one, and y'all got to see me crochet a little bit. And so y'all know that I'm not just, you know, whatever y'all think I do, I don't know. Eva seems to think I crochet like you know, speedy. I don't know. I do it quickly, but I didn't, you know, I don't think I do it any better or any less, you know, than anyone else. I just do it. I just get it in my head that I got to do it, and I just sit down and do it. But please remember that I love you, and so does Jesus. And please remember to adopt, don't shop. Your best friend's waiting on you at the shelter or the rescue. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.